kété ire ni ọmọ ìlú ní gómìnà kan ìṣẹ̀yà Jídé Adédìran dé ọpọlọ òfin líle máa ṣùmàtọ̀ ó tó gẹ́ Jandor dé kọ́mọ Èkó ṣe kò kára má nílùú Èkó mọ́.
Àbí Èkó wa kọ́ rèé tí gbogbo wa jẹ́ alẹ́nu lọ́rọ̀ nígbà kan kíkun Èkó lọ́dà ò tó wọn à ń jó sí dandan ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ ará ìlú. Dr. Ọlájídé Adédìran kájú ẹ̀ Jandor for governor kí gbogbo ọ̀nà ṣe rìn fọ́kọ̀ ọrọ̀ ajé tí ò ní pákánleke. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi ìbò dídì gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ogun gbódò ńrọ́ṣọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbárùkù ti Dr. Jídé Adédìran àti Fúnkẹ́ Akíndélé sí ipò gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti igbákejì lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP fún ìdàgbàsókè àti ìlọsíwájú tó péye. Vote Jandor for Lagos Governor 2023.
PDP, power to the people.
Àwọn Friends of Lagos ló ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ ìkéde yìí.
If this is what Father wanted, then maybe we should.
Stop it! Stop it this instant! Stop it!
The dying declaration of a king intensifies the rivalry between two brothers.
We cannot sit back and take it.
Brother, I do not want to fight with you.
And sets them on a path of infinite enmity. How dirty does it get?
But let me tell you something today. I will not sit down, fold my arms and do nothing.
Find out in this intriguing epic story, Itura, showing weekdays at 8:30 p.m. WAT on Africa Magic Showcase.
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. Joining us is a constitutional lawyer, Olayinka Daniels. Very soon I'm going to be putting Senior Advocate of Nigeria behind it. Exactly. Now it is still Notre Republic. But yes, I'm going to be putting Senior Advocate of Nigeria behind it very soon. I believe before the end of this coming political tenure, that will happen.
Is it a political office now?
It's not a political office. I'm just saying that in the next 4 years. I'm just saying, in this coming 4 years, I must start putting Senior Advocate of Nigeria like that.
Yeah, that would be so beautiful.
It's my bonnet. I have some. There's a way you want to halle. You know, when you go outside, people offend you. Or like, I get my lawyer to write you. And then when they see Senior, once they see sand there, they know Bisi has come. Bisi has come straight up. Right, we're here this morning and we're discussing. Yeah, interesting. And I like the fact that he's wearing English and he's wearing a tie, which tells us there is a legal matter to be sorted this morning. All right, we're talking about Osun State. We're shining the light on what is happening in Osun State this morning. And we're going to begin with a conversation about the executive order, the dethronement of monarchs and reversal of appointments, across Osun State. In the news this morning, I think Kayode can give us details of that story.
Yeah, okay, here is the detail on that. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has dethroned 3 monarchs appointed by his predecessor, Adegboyega Oyetola, who had appointed several monarchs few weeks before handing over government to Adeleke. And among the newly appointed monarchs include Akirun of Ikirun, Oba Yunusa Akadiri, Are of Ire, Oba Ademola Olukmonle, and Oba Adegboyega Famodun.
Owa of Igbajo. They are not small kingdoms, so.
At all. And the former governor also approved the appointment of 30 permanent secretaries into the various ministries. Governor Adeleke, in statement signed by his spokesperson, Olawale Rashid, about 24 hours after inauguration, announced that the thrones of Akirun, Are of Ire, and Owa of Igbajo remain unoccupied pending the outcome of a committee of inquiry to review their appointment and subsequent installations. And the 6 executive orders issued by the governor, which borders on reversal of monarchs' appointments, appointment and placement of civil servants, employment and freezing of government accounts, have been signed yesterday, to take immediate effect.
Okay, so we should begin the conversation because there are sides to the story that we can take a look at. But Adeleke, Senator Ademola Adeleke, the governor of Osun State, is wielding the big stick. Let's begin with this dethronement of the others. Let's begin from there.
Well, good morning, viewers. Mr. Adeleke is the governor of Osun State.
Yes.
Or they call it State of Osun, or how is it?
It's Osun State.
It's Osun State. Okay, no, what is it? Which one is it trying to change?
State of Osun.
He's trying to change it from state
I was waiting
to Osun State.
To Osun State.
I have always been calling it Osun State. You know, it's my state. I call it Osun State. I don't get the state of Osun was from the two governors past, and
anyway, we'll get to that. But like I said, he's the governor. You know, there are some things that he has. Yes, he has his power to probably remove some, and because we all know that the chieftaincy stuff is even by the local government, and we know that for some offices, the governor, particularly all those first-class monarchs, the governor hand them the staff of office, which really is supposed to be from the local government, because it's actually the local government of a particular kingdom, you know. But we know how we play our own democracy here. We really don't still understand what it is. So what we do is to just play around it and do whatever we think, okay, we feel that, it's okay or is the right thing to do, while not really knowing why not acclimatizing to the foundation or knowing what democracy is all about in itself. You know, so we demonstrate another thing here. Now back to him. Yes, like I said, he has the power to say, yeah, go, we remove this, we remove that. Okay, like the excuse they gave to say, okay, probably there are issues. But now the question is there any advisory team? Does he have an advisor that says, Mr. Governor, you're just coming in. You need time to look at things.
And look at them properly.
To assess things. And so that you don't jump.
And start.
And like the same way he came up with the state of Osun to say he's changing it to
Osun State.
Look, he really needs to learn a lot of things. He's never been a governor. Yeah, he's really.
I thought they learn on the job.
Then if you need to learn,
and he used to be a senator. He knows about the process of making laws.
When he was a senator, for how long was he a senator?
So how come he wants to change the name of a state, knowing fully well that it was backed up by law?
Thank you. That is where I'm going. So if you don't know, that is why I thought the first thing I said was you should have an advisor, and you should have advisory committees that are saying, Mr. Governor, no. There are ways to go about this. Don't just come and want to do vendetta, want to say no, because you come in with anger. All that, no, is not, irrespective of whatever the past administration has done. You need to take your time, look at it. Okay, how do you fix this mess? Now, you should know that whatever it is about Osun State or State of Osun was backed by law, by the House of Assembly of the state. So what you should do is to approach the House of Assembly. When Aregbe came and that happened, he went to the House of Assembly. So what you should do as a governor is to go to the House of Assembly. This is a military era where a decree or somebody just decide whatever.
So the executive order can't fix it.
No, it can't fix that. It can fix, okay, like the one saying removing permanent secretary. You see, even let's look at that. You see, a lot of people need to understand, and it's because of the way. That's why I said we don't still understand this democracy of a thing. A governor is a governor till the day he hands over.
Yes.
the office.
But Adeleke is claiming, if I look at the papers, that Oyetola wasn't meant to do anything past July 17.
Which law is saying
reversing everything?
No, hold on. Is there a law?
That's what I'm saying.
When he created his own law, as far as the law is concerned, you're a governor for a particular term. Until when that term comes, that is over, till you add
of the swearing in.
Morning of the swearing in, he can do anything.
But a lot of people are saying that, most of all this appointments,
a lot of uninformed people.
Most of those people are coming out to say that he appointed most of those monarchs and all of that just before
he
leaving
left office.
And some people assume that he's trying to create a lot of problem for the incoming governor.
That is why I said, that is why you can never get continuity in this part of the world. And that is why we'll keep having the problem we are having, in this part of the world. Even when the same party, even when you see the same party taking over from you still see that. Yeah, you still see that this one has his own agenda.
Exactly, yes.
This one has his own because you are doing and that. No. That is why I said we have a lot to learn. Well, it is a growing democracy, I believe, but unfortunately, it's supposed to be a growing and probably a slow-growing democracy. But somehow, the way we handle this whole thing tells me that we are not even moving. We're more like either stagnant or aggressive. And because you, as a governor, whether you don't like this person or not, your predecessor, it does not matter. Is there any law that says by July 17, a governor that is handing over cannot act in his capacity as a governor to do his duty? I have not seen that law. Maybe he has his own law. He should tell us. But I have not seen one. Our constitution is clear. So if you are not saying that because you want to create trouble, you want to create problem, why are you appointing? Why don't you just objectively look at the appointment? He has done his part. We're talking governance is continuity.
And governance, according to you, governance did not end until the very minute Adeleke was sworn in as governor.
We need to separate politics from governance.
So let me go to this one. Since you're talking about politics and governance, Osun State is in Osogbo, the capital of Osun State, is in a bit of disarray because factions, let me just say, supporters of the governor, or PDP supporters, stormed about 3 or 4 motor parks, to, wage a battle against the existing one, because their crime, they say, is that they are supporters of the previous government. So they went there, stormed the place, seized the motor parks, created a lot of chaos, in the place. I'm just wondering, because, when people prepare to be governor, to be president, to be leaders in whatever area, chairman, I usually just, especially the people in the executive, I usually just wonder, is it that they would have told their supporters from time and said, you know what, when we get there, we will take over everything. And so when the supporters, they misinterpret that as we take battle to the streets. And because there would always be supporters of the other parties.
Sure.
In your state. So are you saying that because they are supporters of the other parties, they are not worthy sons? Because I heard the governor saying he has appointed worthy sons of Osun State. These other people who are supporting another son of Osun State, are you saying they are not worthy enough to have their means of livelihood protected?
Of course.
Because despite all of this, the governor has not said anything about these hoodlums.
What I see Adeleke bringing to his table, if care is not taken, he may not govern, or he may not deliver anything for that 4 years. It's going to be all vendetta. Don't forget that the predecessors, they still have their people also. Of course. And
they're still going to go there to campaign because
what some people said
I
I saw in this same country some years back, that because somebody became president, somebody said, oh, they'll make it ungovernable, and we, you know, that to them, that was the reason why a lot of things happened in the country and all that. Look, see, we need to understand this. Why can't it be? We've seen, okay, sorry, let me use a country, United States. They have Republican and they have Democrat. So aside from the independent one, but let me use those two, because those two are the ones that have been
institutionalized ones.
Even all those are institutional. We're just saying that presidency comes from, their president comes from, from either. But one thing, yes, you know that because they are parties with manifestos, you know that this is what Republicans, this is what they stand for. This is what Democrats stand for. But there's something you cannot take from them. It's a system. It's a working system, irrespective of the party that wins the presidency. You see continuity in a system.
And even if they're going to withdraw some things, or maybe
they disagree. In fact, at some point you will find out that even the Republicans are not in agreement with the policies of some of the Republicans, but because they have their manifesto, but a president is saying something and you hear some of the Republicans saying, no, we can't go that route and all that, But what I'm saying in essence is, irrespective whether it's APGA, APC, PDP, Labour, anyone that takes from the other, if the democracy we claim
that we practice,
or we want to see a better Nigeria, then I think we shouldn't bring in personal vendettas. And we shouldn't, you see, politics, well, you can say politics is war in technicalities, because it's still war, but in physical or in materialism or whatever, you cannot say it is war, because if it is war, it means that you're not coming to govern your people. It means that when Adeleke, you become a governor now, then it means that you become the governor of PDP and not governor of Osun State. And that is what we see. You had forgotten that, yes, you were elected. The moment you elected and the moment you were sworn in, you are no longer just governor of your party.
Of course.
But of the state.
Of course.
So if he sees himself as a governor of the state, irrespective of what has transpired, it's not coming, it's not you coming to put up vendetta. I've heard different school of thought, different argument on how can he appoint people when he know he was leaving. It's good for him. That was what I was just talking about now.
But really, it's good for him. Are these people appointed?
But come to look at this. Do you think he has made the right decision but at the wrong time? Or you think this decisions of his is just totally wrong?
Well, I'm surprised when I heard about 12,000.
12,000.
Let me clarify that, because Omikpidon, that's Ismail Omikpidon, who is the spokesperson for the Oyetola administration, the CPS, said, Osun State as a whole, how many workers do they have?
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Not to talk of,
because I know of 4,000. I know of 4,000. So
he's saying, do they even have up to 12,000 workers in the whole of the state? So how could Oyetola have employed 12,000 so quickly? So Ismail Omikpidon actually, what's that thing? Dared the Adeleke administration to publish the names of the workers in question that were employed and that were also sacked.
So do you think it's a right decision?
Sacking workers altogether in this kind of economy.
Look,
whether it is 1,500 or even one.
Let's look at both sides. If a state has 4,000 workers, right, and you have to pay salary for 4,000 people, I'm giving a scenario. Then you live in, when you know that you spend your 4 years paying the 4,000, and sometimes you even hold and all that. Now, you're now living, you now have, let's even say you're adding 6,000 to the 4,000. Then you now employ 6,000. Now, you are leaving the office for another one. Now, whoever that comes in inherit the liabilities and every other things, meaning that he's going to look for money to pay the 6,000. So what are you doing to that to the state? If the state cannot afford or can't pay that 6,000, where will he get money to pay? Meaning that whatever is getting is to pay salary. And that is what we do in this part of the world. We consume everything. So if I'm the governor, I'm like, look, as at so date, you had 4,000. Now, between this and this, you employ 6,000. They are 10,000. Where do we get money to pay the 10,000? So if we look at it critically,
from that perspective,
call our people, we sit down. Yes, we can say sorry. We can't do this. We can't afford this. If that will say, okay, fine, and we understand that you people, you have families to cater for. We know there are no jobs anywhere. So how do we manage this? Then the advisor can come up with different strategies. We can even say, okay, well, we can't do this, So, okay, you will do this, or we pay this and order, or we pay you off and all. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. If I don't have money to service a particular thing, then if I'm biting more than that I can chew, then there will be a problem. I may even get choked up, in the course of that. So it is better, but not you just the first day you resume office. I don't think because you have not, you didn't even, because what you have said that Oyetola did not hand
He's been warning. He's been warning.
Sorry?
He's been warning Oyetola.
But you have
as
said
at 2 weeks ago, don't appoint permanent secretaries. They will be sacked. They will be removed.
But you have said Oyetola didn't hand over to you.
Yeah.
There was no what do you call that committee?
No, there was a transition committee. That's a lie.
There was not.
No, because about a couple of months ago, about 3 months ago, I reached out when this election was concluded. I personally reached out to his press secretary at that point in time, and I told him I wanted to interview Governor Adeleke. And he said to me that they were in a transition committee and preparing their handover, and that they are very busy at the moment. That was exactly what he said to me. So if the governor on that side, if there was nothing like that on their side, there was something like that on the Adeleke end. That was what his chief press secretary said to me.
Maybe he said that maybe on the Adeleke's end. Maybe they have there and they are waiting for the Oyetola people to come to them to say, okay, this is it. To work with their own transition committee. Because they said that never happened, and they also claimed that there was no handover, no whatever. And so now, where I'm going is, you don't even have
a handover clue, and you are reversing
whatever that has happened or transpired over time for 4 years. Then what you need to then do, so you don't even know what you're doing right now is wrong or right. So you're just taking a decision based on what? On which advice? On which what's it called? Conclusion? What have you seen? What have you checked? To know that okay, we can do this, we can do this. Okay, they have told you they are leaving, so the man said he left also amount of money in the coffee of the government. Have you checked? Have you, all this stuff?
And so, this is going to draw back a lot of things in Osun State, because now the continuity is definitely not going to be there.
And now my fear for him is what he may even face with the with the House of Assembly in Osun State, because when you go with such moves, and because they have not even had their own elections as to have other members. If they are your people, if they are PDP people, we understand. Well, you're not going to go. In fact, it can be impeached.
Of course. Between now and that election.
Yes. So if
there is an outcry from the people,
I'm telling you, you should just calm down.
So you're a blinded governor. You had your own part of the transition committee. There was no communication with your predecessor. There was no handover note. And you are blinded. That means you're blindsided. You do not know what is happening in the government. Only what you see on the streets and what you hear. And then you get into office, and the first 3 days of office.
My advice also to him, look, Mr. Adeleke, you are now a governor of a state, not just the head of your family or the Michael Jackson anymore. You are now a governor of a state. So please, tread softly.
Okay.
Now, the people of Osun State, or state of Osun, are your people now.
Of course.
Irrespective of which party they belong
to.
Of course.
So they are your people now. And what I would advise you do, come to the times that now things have changed with you as a governor. So some things you would ordinarily do, no, all those vendetta, all those anger, all those erratic decisions, all those things probably that you were doing before you now became a governor. It can't work anymore. You need, so that you don't fall victim of impeachment. You need to be careful, because I hope that you have your advices, and I hope people telling you, and you have lawyers, and I hope people telling you, look, do it right way. Do it right way. Else you may fall victim.
And with the government account being frozen, what can you say about this?
He froze the government.
He's the one that will spend the money. Well, because of the vendetta, because of the anger.
He wants to dig.
Thank you. You may want to investigate and do all that, but now, he has money. So you can say, okay, right now, all account frozen, because to him, because of how, the way it's coming, the fear of, before they start moving money anyhow or doing anything, before before he settle down, they must.
So do you think that is a positive move?
Well, but that one also said they left about 14 billion.
14 billion. Well, that is if there are not so many checks waiting.
It's actually good for us
that to cover up.
Now that you think that's a good move, all the accounts, if you had claimed that you left 14, so they will see the 14 billion.
And he said he paid over 90 billion in debt as well.
All of that will be
the one he inherited from.
So over time, things will unveil. Over time, we'll see this. But now, whether it's the right move or not, we can say on this table.
Say now.
Because I'm not in Osun. I'm not in the government. So I will not know what he has seen. He's not the government.
But usually it's not strange.
One way or the other, I think it's still quite sad, because we still read a tweet out this morning where one of the supporters, was sacked. Was part of the people. Our husband was sacked. So you should have
What
do you think? What do you think is going on at the moment right now?
Erratic decision will cost him a lot, and as a governor, you can't afford it.
Because even people who loves him, who supported him, are now so sad about his decisions.
Because all these people you're sacking, all these people you're moving, you're sending out, they have family.
Of course.
Cut across all boards.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly. Also, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back from this break, we're still talking some more, and this time we just want to look at the overlapping government functions that we've touched it a bit. The Osun State story is still in the works, and we'll be back with it.
ọmọ ìlú ní gómìnà kan ìṣẹ̀yà Jídé Adédìran ọpọlọ òfin líle máṣu máa tán ó tó gẹ́ jàǹdóde ọmọ Èkó ṣe kò fẹ́ra má nílùú Èkó mọ́.
àbí Èkó wa kọ́ rèé tí gbogbo wa jẹ́ alẹ́nulọ́rọ̀ nígbà kan kíkun Èkó lọ́dà ò tó wọn à ń jó sí dandan ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ ará ìlú. Dr. Lájídé Adédìran kájú ẹ̀ jàǹdó for governor kí gbogbo ọ̀nà ṣe rìn fọ́kọ̀ ọrọ̀ ajé tí ò ní pákánleke. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi ìbò dídì gbara wa lọ́wọ́ ogun gbódò ńrọ́ṣọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbárùkù ti Dr. Jídé Adédìran àti Fúnkẹ́ Akíndélé sí ipò gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti igbákejì lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP fún ìdàgbàsókè àti ìlọsíwájú tó péye. Vote Jandor for Lagos Governor 2023.
PDP, power to the people.
Àwọn Friends of Lagos ló ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ ìkéde yìí.
Body of Mr. Nnamdi Nwokeji was found at a beach house this morning.
When was the last time you saw Nnamdi?
At the party.
Did you notice anything strange about last night?
Are you taking money from my mother for this wedding?
You shouldn't be looking at that.
Ichi killed my son, and I want the world to know it.
Do you have continuity or association plan for your business?
Has anyone shared the concept of sustainability with you?
What about the need to protect the rights of minority shareholders?
What are those ingredients germane to having effective meetings?
For these and many more, tune into Corporate Governance Platform every Thursday on MITV, your darling station, on DSTV 255 and UHF 43 at 4:30 p.m.
Corporate Governance Platform is your best medium for informative and educative strategies for the practice of the corporate governance profession.
Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.